Hey guys, what's going on? Tenebris here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about this article here and the information surrounding it, and how the United States government could literally step in and ban Hypixel mystery boxes. Now, this is a proposed bill in the Senate, so this is actually not passed anything. It's just a proposed bill with a U.S. senator backing it. His name is Josh Hawley. He's a Republican senator, and he is from Missouri. Now, this probably will have pretty good backing in the Senate. But basically, what the bill does is it prevents game companies, publishers, which could include Hypixel if it is settled in court that way, from selling loot boxes on the store because they believe it's a form of gambling. And this is only targeted towards games oriented towards children. Now, what that exactly means isn't really defined, because I'm not sure if you're above a certain age and you play these games, you can still do it, or if it just bans it completely for all games that are on that. So basically, what this does makes loot boxes in video games equivalent to gambling. So here's a Kotaku article on this. Let's scroll down here. If this loot box bill passes as proposed, it will make it a finable offense for publishers to put loot boxes in games that target children or are played by children. It will also ban pay-to-win mechanics in those games. Now, the pay-to-win mechanics are pretty much completely universal for mobile games, for example, even if they're targeted towards children. And that's how the games generally make the primary source of their revenue. Now, obviously, I personally believe that this would probably really hurt the game industry, as the article title says. And I think that even though this probably has good intentions in mind, the specifics around what constitutes pay to win are difficult. Because do you count cosmetics there? Are we going to have like a government EULA now? Is the Minecraft EULA going to be on the government? The government is now going to be the Minecraft EULA, or have the Minecraft EULA? I'm just kidding, guys. Obviously not. You can see here that this guy basically does not play video games, so, like, let's just get that out of the way. This guy literally says, I have to be honest with you, Jason, I am not myself a gamer, so it does not stem from my personal experience. It stems from being a parent. Okay, basically, this guy's just a dad, and he's basically just trying to crack down on his children playing video games and spending money on his credit card, basically. That's literally what he says here. He says, what are these weird charges on my card? Like, that is literally what he's trying to do here. But, yeah, so that's that. I also have the text of the bill here. It's called the Protecting Children from Abusive Games Act, which sounds all good and stuff, until you realize that the implications of this are a little bit worse than what we probably expect here. Now, first of all, how do you define what a children's game is? Secondly, how do you define what pay to win is? Thirdly, how do you define who a publisher is? Is Hypixel a publisher, or is it Minecraft? Will Minecraft get fined if someone mods Minecraft and then publishes the loot boxes? Like, it's very, very difficult to tell where the fine line is here. But I do agree with the message of the bill. I'm just not 100% sure how it would be implemented, and that's what worries me. Now, I do think that this has a very strong chance of passing in Congress, just because it's like, okay, well, it's an anti-gambling bill. Most people who are politicians are much older than us and do not understand the intricacies of video games and stuff of that sort. So you can see that it bans microtransactions, offering randomized or partially randomized rewards to players. Now, hopefully, I think this implies that loot boxes will only be banned if you purchase them from Hypixel's store, which does cut off a major revenue source from Hypixel. In addition, the way they're going to be determining whether or not the game is targeted towards children or not is basically through COPPA, which is like the Children's Online Privacy Act, which, I mean, fair enough. That is basically, that's all good and fine. But still, how do you know what pay to win is? Like, you don't know what that is. Like, how much of an advantage do you want? Is any reward in game a pay to win advantage? Like, I feel like people that are not familiar with video games are not going to be able to make the distinction between things that are cosmetic based that you pay for and things that are pay to win that give you an advantage in game. Now, thankfully, the actual bill does define what exactly they mean by pay to win, but it is even vaguer when you read into it. So you can see it says manipulation of the game's progression system. Now, this could be interpreted as, for example, Hypixel giving donators specific rewards that help them with leveling and coins and stuff of that sort, which does essentially manipulate progression. But where is the fine line there? And this is why this is so concerning to me. I don't know what exactly they mean by manipulating progression. They say typically by building artificial difficulty or other barriers into the game's progression to induce players to spend money on microtransactions to advance through content supposedly available to them at no additional cost. Now that sounds great. That sounds like a good definition. Once again, people who do not have experience with these games are not going to be able to enforce this very well, which is the main issue that I have. But obviously, the bill itself is good. We also have this post by Wesley. By the way, shout out to Wesley for the person who linked me this on Twitter. If you want me to go over something like this, please link me it on Twitter because it is very important. Anyway, you can see that it will ban mystery boxes and loot chests from the store, considering it says microtransactions. I don't believe that the free mystery boxes would be affected. This is not really towards Hypixel, but towards pretty much every pay-to-win server. At Invaded Lands is an example that comes to mind. The government could potentially step in and say, and find the out of them to the point where they simply need to become not pay-to-win, and that might kill them due to the lack of revenue. So basically, even though the Minecraft EULA might be changing, the government might literally come in and basically ban this, if this bill gets passed. Now, we don't know if it's going to get passed. We don't know. It's not 100% certain. But you can see that right here, obviously, Hypixel selling mystery boxes on the store. And, yeah, those could literally be banned. Now, obviously, as you know, Congress is extremely slow, but it can be fast at passing things like this. So, we'll really have to see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted on this because this is very interesting to me. And make sure you join my Discord in the description, follow my Twitter, buy my Badline Client Cape, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.